we're not completely crazy guys. We're not wild-eyed, brainless, crazies. There's a discipline behind it.
We were very uppity, about it. No, only we could write. We can't. It's got to be this. It can't be that. It's hard to tell. Sometimes people, say where do these jokes come from? My usual response is from the coffee. And because we're always drinking coffee when we write.
You deserve a good reward because of it. What do you mean, good reward? He doesn't even get anything!
We really had a very strong feel for parody and those kinds of jokes and stuff. It just worked pretty well, and we understood that kind of humor, so we could do that. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what it's about. I just don't know, but I don't see stuff as stupid as the stuff we did.
It's time to show the world how it's done.
Everything is very separated here. Like, you have so many professions, and if you go from a crew from 12 to a crew of 200, that's a big difference. And here it's director is more of a manager, of a managerial position in which you have to know everything about everybody and everything about all the technical parts of filmmaking. Not only the directing part, but you have to know about sound, you have to know about costume, you have to know about cleaning, how long it takes to clean somebody's costume. It's ordinary, simple things, set design, lights, and it's an endless list, visual effects, special effects, what type of gasoline to use for bombs, what kind of, it is amazing things. That was the closest to whatever I had done, a relatively small crew. Everybody worked for very little money, and they only did it once. And that was what I told them, that after this next movie, everybody's going to get paid their real fee. And that was so great, because everybody had also this feeling like, this is one group of people making one movie together. It wasn't like one person at the top and then, and everybody just has to work their asses off. It was really a pretty great experience.
We have a mess of a problem, boss. Do you have anything to deal with that?
Danger Mouse was interesting because it was so long ago since the original came out that the challenge was, how do you reinvent it for a new generation, make it feel contemporary, but still kind of keep the DNA of the original, because a lot of the parents who would be looking at it with their kids would have been the same age as ourselves back in the 80s. So everyone has always had a really fond memory of Danger Mouse. I do particularly, anyway.
He so idolizes the Naked Guns, Airplane, Top Secret, etc. It's one thing to be a fan of these movies.
No, I'm not. And don't call me Shirley.
They were innovative, but they were, from their point of view, it was about cool stuff that they could do. I think audiences actually enjoy when you give them credit for finding things and not making it so obvious. A
lot of the writers that were involved were actually inspired by Danger Mouse and the way it was written, because at the time, I think the reason why we liked it back in the 80s, it was really kind of anarchic and kind of crazy, and you felt like you're looking at something that you shouldn't really like, because it was just so weird and crazy. So we felt like we were going the right direction, and we were, even with the character design, we wanted to kind of we didn't want to redesign the whole world, we just wanted to kind of give it a fresh coat of paint and make it a slightly more slicker and just feel more contemporary, more feel like what the other kind of shows that are on TV at the time as well. Just as in the quality of the animation and stuff.
It was only just a bad mistake. Shut up, Pedomedia, you jack!
Shut up!
Normally, it's not a good thing to be forced into one, because you want to do different things, and everybody should make an effort to try to diversify a little bit and not just focus on one particular type of movie, not just action or thriller or comedy. It's much better for yourself personally as to just try different genres.
There should have been some problem, he said, which he could have solved in the third act. Would have been just so easy. But these are the tricks, and they're secrets because people don't know them. And you still see movies where they don't pay attention to character. I mean, there's no discipline to it. You have to have something that the audience takes seriously.
I had no real experience in CG at all. So it was like a crash course in CG production, but also feature production and Hollywood and the Hollywood system as well. Like, you know, so there was a lot to take in and kind of like, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to smash it. Let's see how you like it.
There's intention in the picture, in the image. If there's no tension in the picture, then to me, I do something wrong, because I feel if there's no tension, there's nobody would be very interested in looking at it. And I always try to manipulate to a degree the image or the image quality to make people look at the screen.
My analogy is a pilot of an airliner who's only reading the instruments and doesn't look out the window. I don't think that these people have the ability to think of anything new. That's all I can think of.
Well, this sucks.
The final result has to be a movie that works. And you're absolutely out of your mind if you don't listen to other people who have some creative input that is actually effective. That would make it a better movie.
I mean, you can't not but love Penfold. And particularly because, like, it's just a joy to work for and to write for as well. Like, you know, yeah, I think Penfold probably steals it from me, I think.
Look, 7 years earlier, I was a potato-headed gopher, and now I look strange.
We didn't try to go for the platinum gold standard, but it turned out to be great, and I just really got to hand it to him.
On the movie, we just started core production, full animation. I think we were about a month or two into it when the lockdown happened. So all of the movie has been animated and lit and rendered from off site, like, you know. So, and I wouldn't have ever thought that was achievable, but like, it's thanks to like the amazing like people like T and the technicians who can actually make this possible. It's like they're the saints as well.
Who's gonna stop me now?